All right, guys, welcome to episode 15 of the Browns Plays podcast. I'm Jeremy,
I'm Ryan.
and we got a lot of sports to talk about. There's a ton of stuff that we'll go through. We'll try to not make this go too long, but we got a lot of stuff. And then plus, I got some rants I want to do, so we'll spend some time on that stuff, as you guys are fully aware of. But let's get right into it. NFL, dude. So, was there a surprise in the first pick? Were you surprised?
With Caleb? No.
All right, so obviously, you guys know Caleb Williams going to the Bears, first pick. So he better live up to the hype. I don't know. We'll see. So
We'll see.
there's a lot of pressure on that young man. So, and then our ninth pick, we got a receiver. I
Yeah.
just didn't understand that one. So because we already got Keenan Allen, okay.
Oh, that's
I
right. I
mean,
forgot you traded for him. Yeah.
yeah.
I don't
I
know why
mean,
you went for another receiver. Over a
why?
lineman?
Yeah, we need an offensive lineman. How many? I've been saying this for the last 2 years, and I've been saying it since the last game of the season. We need an offensive lineman. This kid is not going to last because he's not going to be able to throw the ball. He's going to be running for his life. We
Yeah.
finally picked one in the third round, like the 75th pick, out of like Yale or something like that. So, smart kid, great, but is he going to be able to protect? I don't know.
Yeah.
So, and Pohl says he's not done, so maybe he's doing something else. But maybe I don't know. Maybe lineman just wasn't the thing for this draft. I don't know. But y
I don't know. I mean,
offensively,
there
I
were a
think.
couple
I
out
mean,
there.
yeah. But I just didn't understand the wide receiver. But we'll see. I mean, he's got no excuses. He's got some excuses, but he's got no excuses for weapons not to throw to, right?
No. No,
So we
no,
got a
no.
good running game. We got a good wide receiver. So you can't have any excuse of, oh,
Good
I
tight
don't
end.
have,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So the only excuse you're going to have is you're running for your life because we don't
Yeah.
have a freaking
Yeah,
offensive line.
you might be dying, but you have people to throw to at least.
So it's going to be a bunch of quick slants because that's all you're going to have time for.
Yeah.
So the yards after catch will probably be our best. Um, but
I
any
think that's
big
what the
any
that's what the receiver's for that you just drafted, right? He's pretty
yeah
quick,
yeah
isn't he?
yeah yeah
He's pretty
out of
quick.
Washington.
Yeah.
So any surprises on the NFL draft? I mean that
The
draft is you see what the draft it's like 300,000 people take over Detroit, and like each year,
yeah.
like Kansas City last year. I mean NFL, what they do with the draft is big
Oh,
time.
it's next level
I
compared
mean,
to the other
yeah, I mean
sports, yeah.
it's like up there with the Super Bowl. I mean, you got Super Bowl and the NFL draft, and people
Yeah.
are just. I mean, I had friends that are just took the day off yesterday just to get ready for the draft and all this other stuff. I was like, holy shit, are you serious?
Yeah.
But I mean, just what the NFL does to promote and you know, 300,000 fans going to Detroit. You
Yeah.
know, who goes to Detroit? But 300,000 fans going to Detroit for an NFL draft? That is
Yeah.
just crazy.
People
But
love their
yeah,
football.
kudos to NFL. I mean, because they know that it's big and they're doing it right. So
Yeah, the
every
only one
year
that
they
compares
bounce
is
around.
the only one that's almost kind of in that realm is basketball, but it's still not even close. And then
Yeah, yeah,
baseball, they don't even televise baseball, I don't think.
yeah.
So,
No, but so any surprises on the first round? I mean, obviously what
yeah,
about
the Atlanta Falcons.
six? Well, I was going to get into that, but I don't. All right, so that's part of my rant, but I don't. All right, but six quarterbacks in the first 12 picks?
Yeah,
That's a
big
lot of picks.
quarterback class, yeah. Big quarterback class.
And some teams that needed a quarterback didn't pick a quarterback. Giants. I mean, are you?
Well, they're already paying a guy though. You're probably not going to draft a quarterback.
So what are the Falcons doing then?
That's what nobody understands.
But to that point, is Kirk Cousins going to be healthy? Can he stay on the field for 4 years? Is that guy? I mean, I don't think that he's going to go right in and he's competing with Kirk Cousins for starting. I mean, obviously you're paying Kirk Cousins 4 years and $40 million or whatever. He's
Yeah,
going to be your starter, but I mean, he's just coming off that, what was it, ruptured Achilles?
Yeah.
So, and then, if he gets hurt or whatever, I mean, I don't see it as that, I don't see it as a bad thing. I know Cousins didn't like it, and everyone else was like, kind of, well, that seems odd. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, when Green Bay had Aaron Rodgers, they selected Love, right?
Yeah, and that wasn't a
So
good idea until now. But
yeah,
at the
but we
time,
kind of talked about this before, where we think I think college quarterbacks need to be on the sidelines watching for a year at least,
yeah, no,
maybe
I
two.
agree. But
So,
when there's other needs that your team needs to fill,
well,
you can't go
yeah,
drafting a
especially
quarterback
in the
when you
first
just signed a
round.
guy for
Yeah,
100 million.
yeah.
So that's what
Um,
doesn't make sense to me. And it's a first
so
round top 10 pick.
yeah,
You
yeah.
got to address other areas that you struggled with.
So six quarterbacks in the first 12 picks. So
Yeah.
I mean, what does that say? Does that mean this was a great quarterback class, or NFL quarterbacks are weak?
think it I think it's probably the latter.
Yeah,
More
that's what I
so.
think too. So,
I mean, how often are
um,
there great quarterback classes? There's not very often.
yeah, because I mean,
You
like
know?
some of those quarterbacks, I mean, some people were saying they're third and fourth round picks instead of, first round picks, I mean,
Yeah.
Belichick wasn't, he didn't hold back on some of his criticism on some of those quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So, uh, but yeah, what do you think so far in the draft on that?
Yeah, I was surprised by the quarterbacks. I was surprised by the offensive players. I think it was like 25 or 27 offensive
Yeah,
players selected in the first
yeah.
round, which was a new record. Um, but apart from the Falcons thing, um, I think it went exactly how I mean, no big surprises. Um,
Yeah.
I think the Niners taking a wide receiver was a little bit of a surprise. I thought we
So
would get
what
a
does that
lineman.
mean? What does that mean for your wide receivers that you have?
I don't think it means anything because I think Jawan Jennings he left, or he's leaving, or he's already gone. So
What
it
about
makes sense
Debo?
to get. He's there for. They already signed him, and
Oh,
then
they
I think
did.
they're gonna. Yeah, I think they're gonna re-sign Brandon.
Yeah.
And I think they like this kid because he's fast, he's got great hands, and he can play in the slot. So I think Kyle Shanahan's gonna do whatever he wants with him.
Yeah,
So
but is that what you needed?
that's the thing. I think it could have been another lineman, maybe. You can never have too many linemen. You can get another lineman.
Yeah, trust me, I
Um,
know that.
yeah. Um, there was cornerbacks that could have been drafted, although they drafted one today who was supposed to be really good. So in the second round, it's supposed to be a steal, they said, for cornerback
Yeah,
position. So that's good. But I don't know. I mean, other than that, I wasn't really surprised by anything. I think the biggest
yeah.
one was the Falcons draft pick. I just didn't understand why they would go for a quarterback when you're that early on, when you have that
You
high of a
seem
pick.
you think that's kind of a wasted pick, so to speak, or
I mean, you got to think it probably will be for at least the next year or two, because I mean, Kirk Cousins isn't out there going to win MVPs or anything, but
yeah. But what's he going to
in
be
terms of
at
quarterbacks,
the
he's
end?
above average.
At the end of that contract, I think he'll be what, 41 almost.
Yeah, at the end, yeah. So at the end, if
So
you want to throw the kid in, then yeah, that's fine. But
I guess you're hoping for 2 good years that he can mentor him, and then maybe that third and fourth year that guy's almost ready. But I
yeah,
mean, you're still paying Cousins 4 years. So I mean,
right.
yeah, I don't know. I think if they didn't have Cousins for 4 years, if it was a 2 year deal or something like that, then I could say, okay, you're gonna
I'd be
groom the guy for
more,
2 years,
yeah,
and
I could
I
be more
get it,
lenient on that. Yeah,
But yeah, if you got a veteran guy that you're gonna have for 4 years, unless if you're gonna decide to cut him loose and you're just gonna eat that, 40 million a year, but that just doesn't seem economically
no, it
smart.
doesn't make any sense to me.
But yeah, um, but yeah, but yeah, a lot of, yeah, the NFL draft, man, that's quite a show. So,
Oh yeah, definitely. It was
um,
entertaining.
yeah, no, good stuff, good stuff. And then, it's also good, you see what those guys are wearing and what they're pimping out and all that. And, some of those
Yeah,
guys got their Louis Vuitton suits, and
yeah,
they know what they're doing. So,
yeah,
um,
definitely.
good thing for NIL deals, I guess. But yeah,
Yeah.
so we'll see. So, but I mean, do you follow it after the first round, or do you still kind of?
No,
Yeah, it's
I
just
mean
kind
I
of
get the
I get
alerts still
I
and
get the
everything.
alerts, and that's about it. But usually, you know, my first, our first two picks, that's and I'm like,
I
okay.
don't think anybody follows it after the first round. You know.
Unless if you're that guy who's wanting to get picked for the
Well,
last
yeah, unless
person to
you're a
get picked.
player, yeah,
Yeah,
obviously, if you're a player,
yeah,
you're looking into it. But if you're
yeah.
a casual fan or just a fan in general, you're not watching them. You're probably not watching round two and three. But
So I mean, you got NFL draft, and then you got what mini camp starting to come up, and
I think they're in
you
OTAs
got
right now, even.
yeah.
So
So I mean, really, I mean, it's what next week will be May. So I mean, just really a couple more months until preseason and stuff like that. So
yeah, you
yeah,
just hold
I
out through
mean,
summer, and then that's pretty
yeah.
much showtime.
So, anything else on the NFL, or are we good on that?
No, I don't think so. There were no big
Um,
trades or anything like that. There's
no,
sometimes
yeah, I didn't see
trades
like a
that
bunch of
happen. It was
trading
all
up
draft
to,
pick trades. Yeah,
yeah, because I mean, yeah, I thought maybe people would, give the Bears a truckload for the number one pick, or even the number nine pick, but yeah,
yeah.
I didn't see a ton of movement on it. So,
No, not
um,
really.
NCAA football, the one news about Reggie Bush getting his Heisman Trophy.
Yeah, finally. Good. Should never got taken away.
Yeah, it should have never gotten taken away. Good for that's finally, but I mean, he's still doing his lawsuit, which he probably should.
Good. He
So,
should. Yeah.
yeah, but finally, good. Let's settle that debate and you know get that done. So that's
I don't
good.
even know if it was a debate.
Um,
Everything I've ever heard is people in favor of Reggie Bush.
oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I've never heard anyone say, oh, he was, he shouldn't have got it, blah blah blah. I think 99.9% of the people are saying, hey, he won the Heisman, give him the Heisman.
Yeah, and he was one of the best
So
college running backs ever. So
yeah.
everyone knew he deserved that Heisman. So it was good.
Um, that's it. NCAA. What about college basketball? You got portals going on still? I mean, everyone's still kind of, like the girls, like Haley Van Lith. Like she committed to TCU, and then she didn't commit to TCU, so it's kind of up in the air still. You
Yeah.
got the
There's a lot of
Cavender
commitment.
girls going to
Oh yeah.
Miami. Both of those are coming back after being out, so they got one more year left. Um, Iowa picked up a big the third scorer in the nation
Yeah.
last week, so that's big. You got the the group of the college girls, like Caitlin Clark and all that. Now they're in their camps, and they're getting ready for their season. What, in like 2 more weeks, I think it is, when
Yeah.
WNBA starts. So yeah, all that stuff's kind of going on. So still a bunch of portal news on who's going where, what kind of stuff like that. Um,
And then there's guys
so I
declaring
mean,
for drafts and stuff.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But I don't know. Like I haven't heard any Bronny news, so I don't know what he's doing.
Well, he technically declared.
He declared, but he's still eligible to go to school, right?
Yeah,
But he hasn't. So I don't know if he's waiting to see if he gets drafted and
I
then
think so. Yeah,
decides.
I think he's gonna wait
So
and
I
see
don't
where he
know.
gets drafted, if he gets drafted, and then he'll go from there.
Or if the Portland Trailblazers pick Caitlin Clark instead of Ronnie James.
Yeah.
Um, so, all right, that's it for NCAA. Let's get into NBA playoffs.
Yeah, I wish we wouldn't. Yeah, because it's gone
I
pretty
know
much
the,
exactly how I've expected it, unfortunately.
yeah, I think they're done, right?
No, it's for sure it's over. It'll end
Okay.
tomorrow.
Yeah,
I'd
that's
be
what's
I'd be surprised if they bring any ounce of fight into because there was no fight in that last game. So
yeah, I mean, even if I mean, say if the Nuggets just played god awful, I mean, I don't see the Lakers coming back from a 3-0 deficit.
Oh no, they're
You
definitely
know,
not coming back. Let
to
alone,
win
I don't
seven.
think they
Yeah,
even win a game. Yeah,
I would probably bet against the. I would be on. I would be a Jonte Porter and bet on that one. Um,
yeah. I thought they would at least get one,
you thought they
and
would
we'd be
get
out in
one at
five.
home?
Yeah, I thought we'd be out in five.
Well, you had
But
your chance.
oh yeah, no. If we won that second game,
I mean, yeah, you
it
had
would
your
have
chance to
sparked
get
hope
one.
for me. Yeah,
I still don't think there was hope, but I mean, you had your chance to at least make it a series, a 5 game series, maybe
yeah,
instead of a 4 game sweep. But
yeah. But I mean, it was really a pathetic series. After first game was good, they fought, they lost, but
yeah,
you know, they hardly anyone beats Denver at home, anyways. When they're
that's
at home,
they're just too
it's
good.
damn
I
near
mean,
impossible. I think they're the second best home record behind the Celtics this year. So
I mean,
nobody really
obviously
beats
they're
them at home.
obviously they're beatable, but I mean to beat them 4 out of 7 games, that's
Good luck.
just.
Good
I
luck.
mean, yeah, yeah. You
They're
know,
like,
you might
I mean, they're one
you
of the
might
most
get
complete teams
two
we've
maybe,
seen.
but I mean, to get 4 wins out of that, out of a series, I
No, with
mean,
them
especially if
fully rocked, they're so
if they're
tough.
healthy, yeah. Um,
They're so tough.
but yeah,
But
um,
no, after blowing that second game, it was pathetic. It was pathetic in that second game. The coaching was bad. The playing was bad. Third game was even
okay.
worse.
Keep going. Let's hear it. Come on.
Third game was even worse, and I expect
No,
the
no, no,
fourth
no,
one to
no,
probably
no,
be a blowout.
no. The coaching was bad. The players were bad. Who else was bad?
Who else was involved?
Are you gonna be a LeBron and blame it on the refs?
Oh yeah, the refs were awful too, but they've been awful for both sides. It's not just the Lakers.
But refs missed some call, but that still doesn't stop the Lakers from blowing a 20-point lead.
No, it had nothing to do with that.
Okay, okay. I just
No,
wanted to make. I mean,
no, it had nothing to do with that. No, the refs are awful, but the refs are awful in every series, in every game, in
so
both conferences and everything. But that has nothing to do with it. The coaching and the playing was the problem.
Lakers to stick with the same starting lineup for tomorrow.
Yeah, I
Juwan
already saw that.
Howard going to the Nets um, staff.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but I mean, what about like D'Lo not being in the huddle? I mean,
Well, it's
I
just
mean,
it's like
well, and then I saw a thing about the Lakers wanted to fire, or the players wanted to get rid of Darvin Ham during the season, and wanted what's their assistant, Handy,
yeah, Phil Handy.
Phil Handy. They wanted to put Handy in this spot because of inconsistent lineups and just personnel stuff like that.
Well, yeah, he's
But
all over the place. He's been all over the place all season because we started out with 20 different lineups, and then we finally found one, and then we decided to start playing well. Now, granted, there were a lot of injuries and everything too that were going on, but
yeah, but I
he
mean,
couldn't figure out
you
a
got
lineup.
injuries. You're trying to mix and match, right? I mean, you could say the same thing for Kerr, right? I mean, he's trying to mix and match, and he's trying to figure out where to play. Clay. Bring him in sixth man, start him.
Yeah, but it's different when
At,
there's personnel issues, when players aren't playing up to their level, and when there's injuries. If there's guys that aren't available that you can't play, that's one thing, you know.
yeah.
But if there's personnel, then you gotta, you deal with that. That's a whole separate issue. There were guys injured and there were guys healthy, and there were clear guys who should have been starting much sooner than they finally started, and it was
So
all over the place.
You think this is it for Darvin Ham then, right?
I think they already said he's going to be around next year, so I don't think so. Um, I think the
They're
Lakers
going to
already
stick with
said,
him?
yeah, I think so.
Really?
Yeah, but which is fine because players still have
I
to
don't
play.
see that. I don't see that happening after going out 4-0, and then LeBron and AD are going to say, "Oh, we want him back." I don't see that happening.
No, I don't either. But this also proves my point of what I said all last offseason that the Lakers should have went and signed Kyrie Irving. Nobody listens to me. If they had
Yeah,
signed Kyrie
you
Irving,
need a bona fide point guard.
if you sign a Kyrie Irving, you don't have a guy throwing up goose eggs in 2 games of the series, or throwing up a goose egg one game and throwing up, I think he had like 4 points or something like that in the other game. Something
Yeah.
ridiculous. That doesn't happen if you have a Kyrie Irving on your team. And if
No.
LeBron is on the bench because he's tired or he's resting or whatever because he's 40, and AD's off and doing whatever because he's lose interest at certain points in the game, you can rely on Kyrie Irving to at least open things up for other players. You can't do that when the other point guard is not scoring at all, and you know he's going to pass the ball or miss.
Well, Kyrie's going to be moving on, so I mean, I think he's doing just fine.
Yeah, Kyrie's happy. He made the
Yeah.
right choice for all he knows.
Yeah.
So,
Um.
but this just, like I said, it just proves my point. And even though D'Lo had a really good regular season, he goes in, he's saying all this stuff about people doubting me, and I always believe in myself, blah blah blah, while he's performing well. But when the real games matter, he's thinking the
And then
bed,
you
and then he's
throw.
sitting on the bench pouting while
Yeah.
everyone else is in a huddle.
And that's just
As a
that's
veteran,
just that's yeah. I mean, as a veteran, that's just bad news. And then just as a player, that's bad. And as a coaching, I mean, someone's got to yank his ass. Even the other player, like LeBron's got to yank his ass off the bench and get him in the huddle.
yeah, but you
That's
also
just
shouldn't be doing that to a veteran either. In LA,
you.
this
No,
is
you shouldn't. No, you shouldn't have to. But I mean, that's just
this
you know,
is this
yeah,
this just there's just certain things that come with playing for the Lakers. There's people who are meant to play there, and there's
yeah.
people who just can't handle it, and you
So,
just
do
see
you
it.
think LeBron stays?
Yeah, I mean, I think he stays. I don't
You
think
think
he
he
wants to
stays?
play anywhere else because I don't think he wants to leave LA, especially at this point in his career, going to a whole new team and a whole new system. And he's still close friends with AD, and Phil Handy's
Even
still there.
even if Bronny gets drafted and goes to Portland or Cleveland?
If if he goes to Cleveland, then maybe, but the Cavs would have to afford him too,
Yeah, I mean,
because the
but they're
Cavs are,
doing. I think they're doing just fine too, aren't they?
yeah, but they're gonna have players that are gonna be expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna get expensive there soon. So, um, maybe Cleveland, but I don't see how LeBron would be interested in going to Portland
I mean, Cleveland's up two
whatsoever.
one right now in that series.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, they're doing well against the
what
Magic.
about Phoenix? What about the Suns?
Yeah,
I mean,
see, that's
they're down 13 points and they're down 2-0, right?
yeah, that's a bigger bust to
That,
me.
I mean, you got the big three. You got Beal, Durant, and Booker, and you're
Yeah,
down 3-0.
and you strip that
and
team for
and
those guys.
and you're not even close in any of those games. You're getting your ass handed to you.
Yeah,
So so I mean, I don't. Something's got to change there. I
but
mean,
that has been,
um,
I mean, it's been clear the whole series or the whole season that that team can't play defense. And the
yeah,
Minnesota Timberwolves are a good defensive team.
yeah.
So if they're shutting down your offense and then you can't stop another offense, it proved to be a disaster. So
So you got Thunder and Pelicans. Thunder's up 2-0
yeah,
right now.
it's just a good team. It's a real
Uh,
good team.
Mavericks and Clippers. What Mavs up 2-1? What tonight? What uh Kawhi and George? I think they combined for. I think it said 16 points.
Yeah, that's pretty pathetic.
And then you get Russell throwing punches and
Yep,
shoving. Yeah,
yep, it's pretty pathetic.
that's not a good look. So yeah, Kyrie, I think he's doing just fine with Luca. So
Yeah,
uh, so we talk about Timberwolves Suns. I mean, I don't. I think that's a 4-0 right now. I don't know if Suns are going to win one.
I
You
don't
know,
know either. I think they might get
because
swept like us.
they're going to be down 3-0 tonight. They're now it's a 16-point lead, and that's in Phoenix.
Yeah,
You're at home and you're shit in the bed.
yeah,
So
they
I
can't
mean,
stop them. One, they don't have the
yeah,
size because Wolves have two big men, huge men. so they can't contain them. Then the Timberwolves are
Yeah.
the only team. Rajon Rondo talked about this. Timberwolves are the only team that can stop the Nuggets because they
I
got
mean,
those two big guys.
they're a three seed. I mean, I that would be one team I wouldn't want to play. You know,
No,
early, especially early. But
no,
um, and then I mean, if you look at that series, it's going to be Timberwolves and Nuggets the next series. You
yeah,
know, once they both close those out. So that's a
that's
pretty
gonna be
good
fun.
series right there. Yeah. So you got a two versus a three. So we already talked about Nuggets and Lakers. That should probably be over on what
So
Sunday,
it's
I
tomorrow,
think it is.
Saturday.
Saturday. Tomorrow, Saturday. You got Celtics and Heat. That series tied 1-1.
Yeah, that series
Um,
shouldn't be tied, but the Heat shot lights out last game. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah.
they
I mean,
couldn't miss.
even Caleb Martin had, I think he had 21 points. So,
Yeah, they
um,
literally could not miss. So
yeah. Cavs Magic. Cavs are up 2-1. Magic's just a
yeah,
young team. It's just, and I think that's what their whole
yeah.
point of trying to get, a Clay is just to have a veteran shooter. But I mean, obviously he's going to shoot. Um,
When was the last time they were in the
but
playoffs? So yeah,
but that's the thing. I mean, you're in the playoffs, so I mean, good to make that step. Now you just got to add that veteran piece. Just
yeah.
that Robert Ory piece, or whatever, you know, that type of deal. Bucks and Pacers. You got Pacers
Pacers
up two
pulled through.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no
Tyrese.
Giannis.
Yeah, that's big. And
It's big.
then Knicks and Sixers. Knicks and Sixers. Knicksers. Knicks and Sixers. New York up 2-1.
Yeah, it's been a good series.
Yeah, that one's back and forth on
That
that
one's been
one.
fun.
So
I'd love to know
that one
what
might
Joel Embiid is doing though in that
that one
last
might
game,
go
but
7. Out
uh,
of out
it
of
could.
all those, I could see that one going 7. I can see the Heat and Celtics going 7 too, because I can see just both of those just going back and forth and back and forth.
I don't see that
Um,
going 7 because
no.
Miami's gonna have to shoot like that again, and I don't think they'll do that because they still they. I mean, they won by
What
10,
about that?
but
What about that Bucks and Pacers? You
the,
think
it
Pacers?
depends. Giannis has to come back.
Is he
He has to
even
come back,
scheduled to
and
come back?
I think he's been back and forth, but they're flirting with it.
Yeah.
It's tight because I mean, but yeah, they need Giannis back in order for that to go. If Giannis comes back, then it's wraps for the Pacers. I don't think the Pacers will win.
So what about next series if the Thunder beats Pelicans, which you were probably thinking, right?
Mm.
And the Mavericks beat the Clippers, and then you got Thunder versus Mavericks.
Yeah, that'll
So
be
one
fun.
versus a 5 seed, you
That'll be fun. I don't really know who
know.
wins that series.
But I think Mavericks is obviously more of a veteran team, so I'd almost
Yeah,
have to say maybe Mavs on that one just because of the veteran experience.
yeah,
We
but the
talked about
Thunder are just
Wolves Nuggets.
Thunder are
You
flying
don't
right
know
now,
what's
though.
going to come out, so yeah. I mean, we're full into playoff basketball right now, so we'll see
Yeah,
who comes out of this weekend, or
it's
who
been
goes
good
to
basketball.
Cancun. So,
Yeah.
well, I wouldn't say good basketball. The Suns have not played good
Well, yeah,
basketball.
okay. The Suns, but the
You know,
Wolves have been fun to watch.
yeah,
That part has
yeah.
been good basketball. But other than that,
So,
all the series have been good,
yeah. No,
competitive.
I mean, well, I mean, you get. I mean, is there that much from 1 versus 8, and on these seeds right now? When once you get into the playoffs. Well, I mean, who's the worst seed right now? I guess. Well, the Heat would be 8. Yeah,
Yeah,
and then the Lakers are 7.
yeah,
So that's your highest seed is a
yeah.
7, and then 1 8 seed. So I mean, you're talking 1 through 6 pretty much on those. So I mean,
And especially in the West, it was close. It was tight.
that's your
So
that's your 6 best teams, right?
yeah,
So you know, it should be pretty good basketball. And then as it gets the next level, then it's just going to get tougher and tougher. So yeah,
yeah,
this is where you just got to stay healthy and no one gets hurt.
pretty
So
much. That's all you care about.
all right, you got anything else for NBA?
No, I think that
No,
covers it.
okay. NF or MLB, we got Major League Baseball going on. Cubs have won 10 out of 13. We're half game out of first with Milwaukee, which is kind of surprising. But what about the Houston Astros?
Yeah, doesn't
How are
look
they
good. But
worse than the A's?
yeah, but just keep this in mind. This is still the Astros.
It is the
Yeah,
Astros. I mean, but we just swept them.
yeah.
Um, but I mean, yeah,
It's
I
a
don't
long season.
know.
It's a
I
long,
mean,
long
there's still a
season.
ton of people that aren't playing where they should be playing. Like Bregman's not hitting anything. Even like Vlad Jr.'s not doing anything. Stanton's not doing anything. You got
Yeah,
the bottom four of the Dodgers not doing anything, but they're
yeah,
still in first place because you got your top two guys in the mix
yeah.
for
We're
one and
destroying
two
everyone.
on pretty
Yeah,
much every category. But yeah, I mean, you got Chris Taylor with one hit. I don't know what Will Smith is hitting now, but before he was at .030.
yeah.
So
No, it's still
yeah,
it's so early. It is
it
still
it, it
so
is
early.
still early because I mean, like Nico was just at like a buck 89,
And
maybe
now
a week
he's
ago, and now
hitting
he's
everything.
almost up to yeah, now he's almost to 300, I think. So
Yeah,
no, it's
and
still
stealing
early to
bases and
where
stuff. So
you can have a good week and your average jumps up 10 million points. So yeah, you could still affect that. So oh man, now they're down 17 points. That's just the Suns team is bad. Um,
yeah.
Surprises on MLB or
Well, the Astros, the
Astros,
Nationals, the Pirates.
Nationals? I mean, so Joey Bart back in San Francisco and he's hot.
Yeah, but he's not done anything today, or he's not playing today. But yeah,
Oh, he's not
back
playing.
in San
Yeah.
Francisco. It's good
Um,
though that he's in. I mean, the way he's playing now, it was never going to happen at our place because
but I saw
first
a
of all, we
thing.
have Pat.
Did did the Giants give up on Joey Bart too soon?
No, we drafted him in
No,
2018.
I was gonna
We're,
say I think he's had plenty of opportunity to
yeah,
perform.
at a
So
certain point, you got to
I,
move
I
on.
yeah, change of scenery I think is probably good for him. So
Yeah,
and then obviously playing Pirates aren't bad. I mean
they're
but
young, but no, they're not bad.
yeah. Um, so no surprises. Anyone that you're just like, okay, that's what you thought of. That's what you thought it was gonna be.
I mean, the A's. I knew the A's would suck,
Yeah, but they're not
but
as that. I mean, you got the White Sox that are worse. You got
yeah.
the
But you
you got
kind
the
of figured the White
Astros that
Sox
are
would be bad.
worse. You know,
White Sox, I mean, they sold off everyone. You kind of figured. We're just waiting for when Robert gets sold and probably Eloy maybe gets sold. When are they going to sell them? Trade them off. Finally, let them
yeah.
free. But yeah, that team's
So,
horrible.
but I mean, the A's are. I mean, they're sticking around. I mean, they're. I think they're only like 4 games out of the West. Obviously it's
Yeah,
still early, but I mean,
it's real early.
but just but just to have the Astros behind them. I mean, the Rangers are only what 500 or maybe one game over 500. So, I mean,
Yeah,
the
but
West
that's just
isn't like lighting it up. So,
no. But that's I mean that's my point. It's so early for these teams. They're going to
yeah,
start going on runs and separating themselves from these other teams. um, Especially in these divisions. And also the Astros, they're without Valdez. They're without they were without Verlander for a long time. They
he
were
pitched
missing,
pretty good against us this week.
and he looked pretty good when he came back.
Yeah,
So when they start getting it going, it's gonna be typical Astros, I'm sure. But
think
I won't
we
say it's
got
not
them out of
concerning.
there and we got to their bullpen. So, um,
Yeah,
and PCA first first hit, first home run.
yeah, Pete. Yeah, good for Pete. Same
Yeah,
thing with you
and then
guys. You guys
today,
got big injuries too.
yeah, well, that was the other thing. I mean, because right now we get no Seiya, no Justin Steele, no Cody. So I
Yeah,
mean, but we're still putting up runs. And
yeah,
like today, we scored 7 runs. I think 14 hits, but without a home run.
yeah.
So we're scoring,
But you guys
and
went through this
guys
period last year too,
guys are
right?
coming through. Yeah, but not. We did, but we were already in a hole. You know.
Right.
So it's nice to get out to a good start and not have to come back from a 10 game hole or a 10
Yeah.
being down 10 games.
Well, that could be a
So
Craig Council thing. You have
I
a
was
high-level
gonna say
coach.
I think Craig Counsell is you know right now I would say yeah he's probably worth all the money that we're giving him. I mean we're off to a good start. We're a half game out of first place. You know,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean winning 10 out of 13. We had a rough road trip. I mean the four blown saves still stings, but I mean if you take those four blown saves out, I mean, we would be what
Then you're
21
two
and
games ahead.
5. You know,
Yeah.
we'd be the best in baseball right
Yeah,
now.
you'd be best in the
But
league. Yeah.
blown saves are blown saves. At the end of it, you know, if Azalai is the closer and he saves 32 out of 36 is
You'd probably be pretty happy with it. Yeah.
yeah exactly. So, um,
Even if he
but
goes
yeah,
30,
but
36, that's a
yeah,
damn good year for a
yeah.
closer. So,
It's just the first four blown saves that early is the
yeah.
kicking
When
the
they're in
balls.
bunches,
But
it's bad, but
yeah, but no, I mean we had a road trip, a West Coast road trip, and we went 5-4. Um, home. We shouldn't have split with the Marlins. We should have won. We should
yeah.
have taken 3 out of 4. So that
Yeah.
should have been a 6-1. But instead it was 5-2. And then now we got a 7 game East Coast, so we're three with Boston and then four with the Mets. So, just keep winning series. That's all I say is just let's just keep winning series. So, I
That's
mean,
all it
obviously
is.
a sweep would be nice, but yeah, we can just keep winning series and keep scoring runs. So
Yeah.
I'm glad we're scoring runs without the long ball. But even though, I mean, we didn't have those big bopper bats anyway, you
Yeah.
know. So I wasn't sure if we were gonna score a ton of home run or get a ton of home runs, but we're scoring runs, so that's and pitching has been pretty decent, so I'll take that. Although Shota, that was our first game that a starter went into the seventh inning was today.
Really?
Yeah, so starting pitching's got to be better. We got to get
Yeah.
some length out of those guys. Otherwise, you're just going to tax
Your
the
bullpen's
bullpen.
gonna
And
blow out. Yeah.
yeah, and then right now we're like in a 16 game trip without a day off.
Yeah.
So,
Those are big bullpen
you
days.
got to have some length in your starters at this point. So,
Well, this is also where,
um,
losing your ace hurts this early
yeah,
on, this
and
point,
he's starting to throw, but I mean they're saying that he's not going to be back till probably him and Cody probably not until mid-May. So you're probably talking another 2-3 weeks out. You know,
Yeah.
Saya, he's probably going to be out longer. So yeah, um, but I mean, even losing Merriweather for, I think he's on the 60-day out. So
Right.
I mean, that's a big one. So yeah,
And
but
is Wade Miley still on that team? Wade Miley's not still
no,
on your team.
no,
Oh,
no. I think he's on. I think he's still on Milwaukee. I think.
oh, is he? Oh, he just got here too.
Yeah, yeah. Um, but we got to do something with Hendricks. Whether
Yeah.
we, I mean, you can't have a 7 ERA or a 12 ERA. Not you can't get out of the third or fourth inning. As much as I love the guy, but I mean, I don't think he's a bullpen guy because he just doesn't have that stuff for the bullpen. You know, but you're also paying him 16.5 million this year.
Yeah.
So what do you do? And then we're paying 10 million for two guys that aren't even on the team. So what do you do with that? You got
Yeah.
Mancini and then you know Tucker Barnhart. So, but
Yeah.
I mean, say Hendricks, we just let him ride for this year. At least we can dump that contract, and then we'll dump the other 10, million. So probably almost 27 million that will free up.
For
So
a big off season
yeah.
class.
So, but we've got to get a pitcher. I mean, we just got to get a pitcher. So, all right. Anything else, MLB wise? No.
No, that covers it.
WNBA, we kind of talked about that. I mean, um, kudos to Kelsey Plum on taking some of the younger girls that are coming in, and she was doing like a um, not like a, I guess like a practice thing, but where they, she's taking the younger kids that are coming up and kind of putting them under her wing because she said that's what that she didn't have when she got into the league, so she wanted to do that for these. So kudos to that. So,
Yeah,
um, and even like Asia Wilson, who is what number one, number two, in
she's
the
the best player in the league.
WNBA.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
the best player in the league.
she's right there with, Stewie. So, I mean, whether you think Stewie's one or Asia's one or whatever, I mean, they're right up there. But even she was all on board with Caitlin Clark on, she, just the, audience that she's bringing to the game and just the attention that she's bringing to the game and, all that. So, which is, that's good. You got your, an MVP type of player saying, hey, nothing's wrong with all this attention. So, Caitlin Clark signed her Nike deal,
Hmm.
28 mil.
Yeah,
So, what was it, like 8 year, 28 mil? I think it was,
I think
something
so.
like
Yeah,
that. So, then coming out with her shoe. So, but yeah, so yeah, good for WNBA. What else we got? Golf. What do we got in golf?
Scotty Scheffler and
Anything
Nelly Korda, man, those
just
two, the
unreal.
best in the
I mean, Scotty's
best
got
in the world
he he's got 4 wins. Nelly just finished off her fifth in a row, and then she took
in a
this week off.
major.
She's not in LA with the other ones this week because she wanted
Yeah,
a break. But I mean, yeah, good God. There's
just
no,
absolute heaters these guys are on,
I
man. It's
mean,
just
probably,
ridiculous.
these guys are probably, everyone else is probably happy that, they're taking the week off.
Yeah,
I
they
don't
get a
even
chance
know
to
if,
win now.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, the girls are in LA, so I mean, now there's other people that could maybe win a tournament instead of
Yeah,
Nelly. And then I don't know if the guys are playing this week, but I
they
hadn't
are.
seen anything, but
They're playing that doubles that match,
oh,
scramble
that's
kind of
right.
thing.
Yeah, yeah,
I can't
yeah,
remember what it's called. They're down in New Orleans though,
yeah, that's right. I did
but
see
Scotty's
that.
not playing.
But but Scotty's not in that, right? Yeah, yeah.
No, he's got no
So
need to. He's probably taking a break too. He's probably sick of beating everyone.
yeah, I mean, he's got to be getting old, right?
He
Just
probably wants to let somebody get a confidence boost, so maybe they'll start playing better.
his arms are hurting by keep holding up the
Yeah,
trophies.
lifting up damn
So
trophies and putting on
yeah,
jackets all the time. So yeah,
and Nellie's cold from jumping into the lake and all that. So,
yeah,
but I mean, kudos to the both of those. But I mean, that I would say I'll add that later. But yeah, um, love what both of those two are doing um, for the game of golf. So
yeah. They're the best.
um,
They're also great.
yeah,
They're great people too. I mean, they're great faces for their
oh yeah,
fields.
like Scotty is probably he's a
Everyone says he's
religious
like the
guy, he's a
nicest guy in the
family
world.
guy,
Yeah,
he's just just a wholesome, that's who you want to be, or that's who your kids want to be, and all that kind of stuff. And same thing with Nelly. I mean, just a Florida
just a
girl, just
big athletic
you know,
family that just dominate.
yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, just if you were to have two athletes in their prime, those, I mean, they're model athletes, right? I mean,
yeah.
there's no trouble, there's no drama, there's just nothing. So I mean, yeah, good for both of them, and then just
No, they're on
good for what
LeBron,
they're
Steph kind of
doing.
levels, in terms of being
Oh
role
yeah,
models.
absolutely, yeah, yeah. Um, but I mean, I wish they would get more attention, so to speak, because I mean, you look at the Masters, that thing was down what 20-30% in the
Yeah,
Masters for viewers. Um,
I mean, that's
And then,
it's
but
golf,
even like the LPGA, like Nelly, when were they on last weekend? Was it on TV?
Hmm. I was
It
watching.
was
Yeah,
because I was trying to find it, but I couldn't find it. Maybe I was just missing. I don't know.
yeah, it
Because
was
I was thinking,
televised.
all right, it's a major, it's got to be televised.
Yeah,
How come I can't? Um, but yeah, it's just what they're doing is just absolutely just unreal. It's video game-ish, you know. It's
It
just,
is. I mean,
just
it's so next level. They're so levels above everyone else that it's not even fair.
well, and then even when like, the third round and Scotty's three behind, it's like, is he really three behind?
No, no, everyone
Is
knew.
he toying with you? Is he
Yeah, everyone
really
knew.
two shots ahead? I mean, do you count him out of, oh, he's three shots back, he's done.
Well, he
No.
had the three shots behind, then he had the weather delay, then he had the
Yeah,
darkness delay, and had to play into Monday morning at 8 in the morning, and still was like nothing changed. Just
yeah.
another day
I
at the
mean,
office.
just did his business and held up another trophy or put on
Yeah,
the plaid jacket, which
yeah,
was hideous, but
and then
you know,
yeah, it was, and then Nelly on her back nine looked like she was struggling. She was still
yeah.
stomping everyone out, still hitting
So I
ridiculous
mean,
shots.
yeah,
So
just unreal. Um, oh, Bailey home run.
yeah,
Um,
just way to walk off.
so yeah, good for them. But yeah, I would just, I think more attention needs to be drawn to both of those two, just to what they're doing right now.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean it's just a golf thing. It just
because I'm
it comes down
so,
to
but I
golf as
mean,
a sport.
what they're doing right now, I mean, they could both get double-digit wins this year. You know,
Yeah, I mean
I
it's only
mean, that's
April,
just,
so yeah,
yeah. You know, she's got five, so she's halfway there. And he's got four. And they both have a major each right now too. So I mean, you know, I don't know.
I
Could they
don't see
do?
either of them losing. I don't even remember a time when they did lose, to be
Could
honest.
they? Could they? Well, the one time Scotty did lose, he missed that putt to force the playoff, right?
Yeah,
So, yeah. So could they win double digits? Could they win the Grand Slam? Could I mean, who knows? I mean, I wouldn't bet against them right now. I mean,
yeah.
you know.
No, I'm not betting against them
Uh,
either, but Grand Slam would be that would change golf. Watching something like that.
do you think if they were to win a Grand Slam, well, yeah, but I mean, you think that changes anything?
Yeah, because look at how many people tuned in to watch Tiger when he was competing to win calendar Grand Slams, and he was doing
Yeah,
it 3 times in calendar years, and then he had his Tiger Slam. And now with social, and that was in early 2000s and 90s.
yeah.
So that was before now, where we're in social media. If one of them make a real true push for a Grand Slam in a calendar year, that would be huge. That would change everything for sure.
Because I mean, they're already, obviously they're both number one, right? So,
Yeah,
they're best at what they're at right now. But
of
yeah, just
course.
to win the calendar Grand Slam, just, no debate, you
No,
know.
because I mean, imagine if
Um,
Tiger was what he was now, or Jordan was what he was now, or all that kind of stuff. It would be massive. It would change everything.
I mean, you figure just for them to win Grand Slam, so that would put three more wins to Nelly, so that would put her at eight, and then Scotty would be at seven, and that's without any of the other, you know, tournaments. So,
Yeah,
um, so yeah, I think both of them could definitely get double-digit wins easily. I could probably see that probably easier than winning the Grand Slam, obviously.
yeah,
Um, but still, I mean, they're dominant in what they're doing, and they should be, recognized for it. So I just don't think that
definitely.
they're getting. I don't think they're getting recognized, or especially like Nelly. I don't think she's getting. I mean, she's almost to that like Caitlin Clark level right now of what she's doing for the women's golf, or what she's doing, with women's golf. It's like, why are we not poster
Yeah,
childing her? Just I don't know. You
I
know,
think it's a little different, just in the sense of, Caitlin Clark is doing things that no female player was doing. Nelly, yeah, she's doing it at a high level, but there's been similar levels to the way that Nelly's playing right now, and there's been big hype for women golfers. I mean, Michelle Wie, Lexi Thompson, they all had huge hype. for when they came
Yeah,
out and they started playing. So I think that's the real difference is, Caitlin Clark's breaking records, um,
men's and women's records.
men's and women's records at a high level at a big stage.
Yeah,
I think if Nelly goes and wins a Grand Slam, then it'll be different, I think. But until, there have been women that have won five in a row before and
yeah,
women that have
yeah.
won
I
majors
mean,
before, so,
but what if she doesn't win a Grand Slam but gets the most wins in a season?
yeah, I think she'd get a lot of recognition for that too, for
Yeah.
sure. I think anytime
Um,
you start breaking records, especially with how competitive LPGA is, then yeah, you definitely will get.
I would just like more talk about more, more focus on it, especially on the LPGA, just in general, because I mean, you look at all those women, I mean, they've got the smoothest swings, they've got, just they make it look so easy,
Yeah.
you know. Obviously, they're not hitting it, 340 yards or whatever, and they're not playing as far as, the men's are, but I mean, I would take any one of those women's swings, as my swing.
Oh yeah, for
You
us,
know,
yeah, as your
yeah,
casual, yeah, no, we want to swing like
you
them.
know,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. If I'm hitting it, say 265, and it looks buttery smooth, hey, I'm down with that.
Center of the face every
But
time. Yeah, I'll definitely take
yeah,
that.
yeah. So, but good, good for them. So, what do you think about YouTube golf?
I think
Is
it's
that
great.
is it taking over more than the PGA golf,
Probably
or
just because it's more of an entertainment
more
aspect.
people watching, or more people switching over from watching the PGA stuff to watching YouTube golf, and
Probably. I think
then
there's a lot more people that start out watching YouTube golf, and then that's what gets them into PGA golf. So that's why I think YouTube golf is good.
you don't think it's the other way around? You don't think it's people watching PGA and then they're like either
No, because
pissed
I
off
think
about the PGA or live, or they're pissed off about whatever, and then they see these other YouTubers and they're like, oh hey,
no, because I
John
think
Rahm's playing with these guys, or
chances are there's
whatever.
not many people near my age group that are watching the PGA Tour anyways.
Yeah,
They're probably more likely to watch. They're definitely more likely to watch YouTube and watch your social media golfers before they watch a PGA event, just because it's more entertaining, it's more relatable. Because
yeah.
last I checked, I can't compare myself to any of these PGA players, but I can compare myself to a YouTube player much
Even a
easier.
last place PGA player, it's still
No, he's still
not even
nowhere
close.
near my level,
Yeah,
or I'm nowhere near his. Yeah, no.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's relatable. It's more entertaining because
At least the Bob and Joey Colcuts, we can compete with them. So
yeah, and plus, you get to hear them. You know, they're talking. So
yeah, there's more
it's like watching a
interaction, and
show
it's
really than it
just
is like watching a sporting
yeah,
event.
yeah. No, I get it. All right. Anything else on Let's Golf? Hockey?
They're in the
Have you
middle of
been?
their playoffs too.
I haven't. Yeah, I mean, I haven't been like deep into it yet. I don't know. There's so
Yeah, I
much
haven't.
sports going on right now. It's
There's
like,
a lot. It's
holy
chaotic.
shit. Yeah,
It's great
you
chaos.
know.
Yeah. Um.
Yeah, I mean, it's a
There's
great time to have. I mean, this is the season right now, right?
yeah.
Spring season is, where it's
Oh
at.
yeah. I mean, if
But
football was
yeah.
happening every Sunday right now too,
Oh,
this is
Jesus.
this would be the time to die because I'd be in heaven.
Yeah, no one would get anything done, and I'd never go outside. So,
No, no, no. But no, hockey. It's been entertaining. I've caught a couple things. Just because
yeah,
YouTube TV does their little dual cast. So I'll turn it
yeah.
on and check it out. I saw the
Okay.
Rangers blow their 3-0 game in the
Oh,
playoffs, which was pretty crazy. Or was the Rangers or Islander? I don't know. One of the New York teams, I think, blew that 3-0 lead, which was pretty crazy. So
I'm with you on that. I
hockey's in.
wish you could pick and choose on the YouTube double split screens
Yeah,
on that,
me
but
too.
I mean, I guess it is what it is, I guess. So, all right. Entertainment news? You got any entertainment news?
Um, I don't think so. Nothing huge,
I
really.
saw
I
like
mean,
CBS, I guess, is canceling NCIS Hawaii.
oh yeah,
So
okay.
yeah, they're canceling that. Dude, I did see the residuals. People getting residuals for,
Mhm.
shows and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Like Ted Danson's getting a shit ton from like Cheers and,
Mhm.
Kelsey Grammer and, from Frasier and all that. Well, he's getting Cheers and Frasier, but, like Ray Romano. But like
I think
Marshawn
Friends even.
McCormick, oh yeah, Friends were all getting 20 million, each one of them. But
Mhm.
what's her name? Maureen McCormick from Brady Bunch?
Oh yeah, okay.
Zero. Zero.
Really?
I guess they signed something in their contract.
Yeah, it was different
Yeah.
times back then.
And
That's
it's
what,
like,
you know,
oh my God. Are you
that's why
serious?
all these unions are here now. That's why
And then,
AFTRA and SAG are
I
just,
saw, yeah, and I saw it yesterday and it said, make sure you read your contract before you sign it. But holy shit. Um,
yeah,
you got all these people, millions and 20 million. Ray Romano was off the chart, and some of the even like David Caruso from
CSI.
CSI Miami. I think
Yeah,
his was like over 20 million or something like that, just
yeah.
because people watch that, they love those shows and they just keep watching them. But yeah, I
Well, the
mean, it
Suits
just,
guys, with their
oh yeah,
resurgence,
yeah.
yeah,
But it just surprised me that, everyone knows the Brady Bunch. Everyone's seen the Brady Bunch, but yet
yeah,
they're making zero. So it just surprised
yeah,
me on it. So there was a couple other ones too that were just like, really? Wow.
yeah. You got to be
So
careful.
obviously, yeah, obviously those older shows were, you know, I don't know.
But if you're,
Because I think
I
even
mean,
like, what's that?
even now today though, like that stuff would never happen again, just
Yeah,
because
yeah.
the unions that are going on and everything, and the agents and the way contracts are now, it sucks that that happened, but because that happened is exactly why it doesn't happen
Uh,
anymore. So
yeah. Um, but I mean, you're a kid actor back then, and I mean, yeah, you
one
got
of the biggest
benefited
shows of
from
all
it
time,
somehow.
yeah,
Yeah, it's like, geez. I think
yeah,
Harold Burnett's show was another one that just hardly anything. Yeah, there was a few shows on there, and I was like, holy shit, here's a lot of reruns that everyone watches, and they're not getting any money out of it.
get nothing, yeah, pretty
Yeah,
crazy stuff.
but all right, what about our last segment of Gotta Be Better? You got
Yep.
anything? I've got a
Oh
few.
yeah, I've got some. We kind
Oh,
of talked about it already though.
you came prepared. What do you got?
We kind of talked about already. Los Angeles Lakers
I got them
off
on
the
my
rip.
list.
D'Angelo Russell off the rip. Darvin Ham off the rip. Anthony Davis off the rip. Not because of his play. You can't call out your coaching. I don't understand what's not understood about that. If you are the best player on the team, or one of the best players on the team, you're one of the leaders of the team, you can't go out calling the leader the main guy on your team, the coach. It's a bad, even if he is at fault. I'm not defending coach or the coaching, but you can't do that. That is not a good look,
No, do you think
especially
Steph
coming
or
off a loss.
Draymond, or do you think they would be throwing Steve Kerr under the bus?
No, no, no,
No,
no. Nobody
no,
ever did that to Pop. Not now.
no.
Obviously, there's levels. There's reasons you don't do that to those guys, maybe. But still, regardless,
Yeah,
you
but
don't do
it's
that to
it's
your
it's
coach.
still, your coach is your boss. I
Yeah,
mean, you don't do
you
that to your boss. I mean,
no,
I don't do
you
that to
don't do
my
that.
boss.
No,
It's like,
you keep that in the
how is
locker
that
room.
how is that okay? I guess.
No, it's
It's
not.
just,
You keep that in
it's
house.
not. Yeah.
And you especially don't do it after you go scoreless in the fourth quarter after being up 20.
Well, yeah, that's, you know,
Now, people throw that out, forget the fact that he had a dominant game and was the reason we were up 20, but still, you don't do that. You just don't do that. D'Angelo Russell,
yeah,
obviously, we talked about that earlier, needs to
yeah.
be better. Um, he needs to just go pretty much. He needs a change of scenery. He's not meant for LA. He really isn't. And
Yeah, but this is you got to find someone who can be for LA because Russ wasn't for LA. D'Angelo was, isn't ready. I mean, who can be that guy that can be in LA and put you over the top
I'll tell you,
other than,
one of them,
other than Kyrie?
okay, well, not him, but I'll tell you, two of them play in the East. One is named Donovan Mitchell, and one is named Trey Young. Those are those two guys that could go into LA, guys who like the spotlight, can perform in the spotlight, and need, well, Donovan Mitchell doesn't need a change of scenery. He probably shouldn't leave, but Trey Young
No,
needs a
because I
change
mean
of scenery.
he's doing just fine. I think the Trey Young one would make sense. Yeah, absolutely. Because I think he probably wants to get out of Atlanta. You know.
Yeah,
So, and I think they're done with him too, kind of. I think too.
yeah.
Um,
And I
I
get
think
the
it's a
problems with
mutual
Trey Young, but guys still average 27 and 10 or 9 or something like that.
on a
That'll
bad team.
play on a bad
Yeah.
team. That'll play.
So,
So that's who I'm
well,
talking
even if he
about.
scores 20 or 22, a game,
Yeah.
has 12 assists,
The thing is, he's a threat.
yeah,
He's not going to go up and
yeah,
put a goose egg up in a game.
yeah. You don't have to have LeBron shooting threes or AD trying to shoot threes or stuff like that. So,
No, when your two best
um,
players are averaging 52 points per game and everyone else is not even averaging 20,
yeah, you're you're in trouble.
yeah, that's why Lakers need to be better. So those
Yep.
are mine, and I'm done with
I
I'm
I
done with
had
them.
him. I had him on my list. I got a couple more. We kind of talked about her before, but she is still doing the same thing. Diana Taurasi, still,
Is she still?
you
She's
are
still talking shit.
you are still popping off, and you're just your ego, and you're 41 years old. You had a great career. You're a great WNBA person,
Legend.
but
Yeah.
you know what? You need to accept that everyone is on the Caitlin Clark bandwagon and not on the Diana Taurasi bandwagon. You
Yeah.
know, so um, you just gotta get over yourself and open up full arms, accept what she's doing, and be thankful that people are watching and promoting and excited about what's coming up. You know, so for you to bag on her still, then she needs to be better, and I'll just end it with that.
For sure.
Jonte Porter,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Definitely.
what you were betting wasn't even what you were making in your salary. So what the hell are you doing?
And
I
he was
mean,
betting against his team.
he was betting
Not
against his
good.
team, yeah, and then he would sit out, and oh yeah, he was affecting it. So yeah, it wasn't one of those, Shohei or Pete Rose type of deals, of betting to win type of deal. But
No.
yeah, no, he
It
was,
was disgraceful. Yeah.
yeah.
No, it's not
You
good.
get the band, and you know what? You don't get to be better. You are just done.
Yeah, you're out. There
So
goes your life,
yeah,
your career. Yeah.
good for you. But what a waste. I mean, I think his winnings were like $18,000 or something like that, and he had over a $2 million, contract. It's like,
Yeah, he was
what
terrible.
the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
And maybe and what are your people doing around you? You
Yeah.
know,
But that's where he has to
I
be
mean, you
better.
can't tell
Surround
me that was
yourself with
just
the right
that
people.
you can't. Was that just him by himself making those decisions, or were there other
No.
people involved? So if there
Yeah.
were other people involved, all of you go away because
Yeah.
you know what? That's just a
Well,
disgrace.
they can stick
So,
around now because it's over.
so
Brutal.
good for him. PGA Live. I think that agreement's got to be done,
Yeah.
and something's got to. I heard a interview with Greg Norman. They're like, hey, we're in discussions, and we're open to a full four rounds or whatever, 72 rounds instead of 54. I think that makes sense. You get the world rankings back and all that. I think,
A lot of
the
criticism goes away.
the hang
Yeah.
up of the, oh, it's only 3 rounds versus 4 rounds and blah blah blah. But I just think in general, people are tired of hearing about the money and they're tired of hearing about the squabble, and they just want one golf, you
Well,
know,
also,
whether it be,
these two leagues need to do it
and
for their players too,
yeah.
because players are getting fed up with this.
So, players getting fed up. I guess Rory's going back to the, players board. I saw what Tiger got a payout for 100 million. Rory's getting 50 or something like that.
Justin and
But I
JT,
mean,
or Jordan and
yeah.
JT. Yeah, it's all part of that league thing, though. Yeah.
But I mean, they just gotta. The thing's got to be done with. I mean, this is dragging on way too long, and you're losing people. You're losing viewers.
Yeah.
The Masters, which is the tournament for golf, shouldn't be down 20-30% in views.
Yeah.
You know,
Especially when it was competitive for 3.5
yeah,
days.
yeah. So PGA Live's got to be better. And then my last one, and I'm sure you'll be thankful for this. Major League umpire Hunter
Jesus
Windlestead,
Christ.
what the f are you thinking?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That can't happen. And not only that can't happen, but what about the other umpires on that crew?
Yeah.
Someone's got to
Who's
step
the
up and
chief?
say,
Because it
"Hey,
wasn't him.
it wasn't. I don't know if it was him or if it
I don't
wasn't
think
him.
so.
I was trying to find that out, but you see the replay on that? I mean, Aaron Boone was chewing gum. He was looking at his fingernails, and the next thing he knows, he's getting rung up, and he's like, "I didn't say a word," and he didn't.
No, it's
He's looking
ridiculous.
at his fingernails, and some jackass behind the dugout is popping off, and that's what he hears, and he throws him out. He says, "I don't care."
Yeah.
How are you a major league umpire with responsibility? You're affecting the game, and how are you even in that position?
Yeah. No,
You know,
I
and
know.
we've
I
talked
forgot
about
about
the
him.
Angel Hernandez, the bad calls. We've talked about instant replays got to be better, but
Listen, don't.
GD, that is just absolutely pathetic. That you are one of the top umpires in the league, because I mean you're a major league umpire. There's not a you know there's you're the cream of the crop, right?
Yeah, you're the
Of
best of
umpires.
best.
Yeah, and for you to already be hostile in the first inning, you know, you're yelling right off the bat at Aaron Boone, and he says, "Okay, all right, got it, I'm good. Give me a warning. If I pop off, obviously I deserve it, but you know, but for him to just be standing there looking at his fingernails and chewing gum,
Didn't even look
and
like he
then
was paying
gets
attention to the
tossed."
game,
No, yeah,
let alone
because
be
when I
saying
was watching the
something.
replay, he's like looking down, looking at his fingernails,
Yeah.
chewing his gum, and I think he was just so shocked that he got wrong. He's like, "What?"
Yeah.
So the league has to do better, and something has to happen to Hunter on that. Um, Generally, I would say that umpires, they've got a tough job. It's live, I get it. Action's kind of it's fast paced, but we're not there to watch the umpires.
No.
We're not there to watch Aaron Boone. But
No.
you can't affect a game like that, or your ego can't, because you don't like him or because he said something or he called you a CS or whatever. You know, you're not that guy. You're there to officiate the game and keep the game going,
Know your
right?
role.
So, yeah, exactly. It's just for him to not even accept Aaron Boone saying, "Hey, it wasn't me. I didn't say nothing," and everyone's pointing at the guy, you know,
And doesn't even
and for him
confer
to
with the
just,
other umpires or anything.
yeah, and I just think it was just a total, total. I don't know. I don't even know how you call it, but it was just a bad move. It looked bad for baseball. It looked bad for umpires, and you know, again, Aaron Boone gets ejected a lot, and obviously he gets his 2 cents worth, and he probably deserves for some of the ejections, and I get that,
Sure.
but I mean that one was just total, and I'm just gonna say it was total bullshit,
It was
total
terrible.
BS. So we got 2 weeks. We should be into what, the second round of the playoffs for NBA.
Yeah.
It'll be 2 more weeks into the MLB season, so that'll be pretty much what? When did the season start? March, like end of March. So April.
That'll be
So it'll be about,
nearly 2 months in.
yeah, almost 2 months in. So
This is
that's
where
when
you
you can
start
kind
seeing
of,
teams. Yeah.
yeah, you better start, performing and making your moves now, because it's still early. Is going to get, you know,
Yeah.
you
You
can't
don't want to
rely
be
on that
saying
too
it's
much
still
longer.
early when it's August.
So yeah, um, but yeah, so we'll see. I mean, teams will probably fall off. Teams will probably get better. Maybe not. Maybe it'll all be, mixed. But we'll see. But yeah, that's all I got. You got anything else?
Nope. That's it.
Yeah, we still ran a little long, but I mean, I wanted to get. We had a ton of sports to talk about, and just the "you got to be better" segment. I wanted to make sure I vented and got that out. So, but that's all I got. Again, guys, thanks for subscribing. Hit that like button. This was episode 15, and we'll just keep plugging along, getting better. All
Yep.
right, guys. Peace out.